How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Paco guide, some tips and tricks with him, how to just play him like a pro. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the post notifications so you won't miss the video when I upload one. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. Alright, Paco is right now one of the strongest characters in the game of Zooba. He's one of the easiest ones to play as well too. There's not much difficulty. He's kind of simple. His active is an auto aim, so it doesn't make sure that you have to do all the aiming. It's impeccable fur as long as you don't take damage. He hits a quick shot, so he's very simple, and also his weapons are very easy to use, and so he's one of the most easiest characters to play in Zooba and to master very quickly. You don't really require much skills with him, but he's also one of the strongest characters in Zooba, mainly because of that primal instinct, spitting tears. If you don't have the primal instinct, Paco is kind of mid. He's still a good character, but once you get the primal instinct, it's all uphill for there. He's one of the strongest characters in Zooba when it comes to dealing high damage and also surviving because of his weakening players' attacks and damage with his spitting tears. And so if you have the primal instinct, you know how well he works. And so for those that don't, well, it's a little more difficult to win battles, but get that primal instinct. Once you make it level 12, find a way to get it, because this dude is one of the best characters in Zooba when it comes to once you get a primal instinct, how much it drastically changes his play. But optimal build when you want to play with Milo, underrated item, you should always have this item on. I tend to not use because I don't really like the style, because I like to be a little more classy when I play. But Helium Canister is by far one of the best items to use on Paco. Not only does it blows back players, throws players off the accuracy because he blinds players too, he also be able to get the distance that he need to be able to throw other counter attacks, and also players not be able to attack him, so he can be able to activate his passive, which is the impeccable for the crit shot. And so having the Helium Canister on is one of the best items to use on Paco. The other list includes, jungle shoes, vampire teeth, cluster bombs, even the drilling shot, wake up coffee, and if you have the special items, pheromone, the gauntlet, rockets, turbo rockets, even binoculars, band-aids, kinda. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the items. But always remember to keep that Helium Canister on, especially you got a high level. The higher the Helium Canister, the better it gets for Paco. For weapons point, put all your points into your spear points, all into range, into cooldown reduction. Then the rest to velocity. With the shotgun, the same thing. All your points into range and cooldown reduction, and then the rest to velocity. With your bomb, you can switch it up how you want to do it. I like to add a lot of range and cooldown, and then the rest I can add into my radius. Yeah, just the optimal build when you're playing with Paco. Now with the tips and tricks, he doesn't really have many tips and tricks. Doesn't really got many tricks or buzz about Paco. But essentially, what you want to do with Paco when you're going to battles, you can always contend for the legendary guard if you have the Helium Canister on. Because you're able to blow back players and blind them, it allows you to get the legendary guard and get the legendary weapon with ease. Not really much hindrance with you if you have the Helium Canister on, except for for knock back immunity with Bruce. But other than that, you can contend for the legendary best spots if you're playing on the Central Zoo to find the igloo. Or you could start by a player if you need to, to be a hassle to start off the game. Because of his ability to spin and blow players back, it's a funny way to use him. When you're playing in battles, you want to always make sure that you keep your spear locked and loaded, because that's the weapon that really does change everything, because it's a long spear. And so spearing that players and also being able to blind them immediately, and you got the Helium Canister, you can blow them back super far before they even get a chance to react. Or when you're trying to retreat, if you don't want to get into hard tassels, using that spear to evade attacks and stay away from your players. When you're playing with Paco, you want players to try to chase you, right? If you're being too aggressive with Paco, because he's one of the funnest characters and easiest to play, you can tend to get too aggressive when you're seeing, taking down players. So don't ever get too cocky with playing with Paco, because he's a strong character. So a lot of times you could get overconfident and think you could just, manhandle anybody. So make sure that you're always being wise when you're playing with him, not just always lunging at players, but making sure that you're staying back, keeping the distance, while also continuing to lay your spit. which is a tip with the spit. Make sure that you don't ever just spit when the player's inside the bush. Make sure you first reveal their area, then you throw your a lot of players does that when they just get too hype playing with Paco, that they just start spitting everywhere and they start missing that weakening with their damage. And so make sure that you reveal a player first in the bush by using a shotgun or something loud. As soon as they try to counter, then you spit. Don't just throw a test and spit, because it's not going to hit them if they're not revealed. Also, another tip: be aware of phase. Once you get blinded by phase, your spit will not hit any player. So make sure that if you get blinded by phase, that you're not just randomly spitting, but trying to get out of there. Retreat from phase if you get blinded by her. Do not try to continue to use your spit, because you're not going to hit her. Another tip when you're playing with Paco is always make sure that you have your impeccable foot. Allow your quick shot to be activated. If you see him getting close to you're able to get your quick shot, don't just take a damage hit from someone. Get back a few little yards or something. Make sure your crit thing be able to stay on time. If we're playing on team modes, Paco is one of the best characters when it comes with 1v5. Now, I know that's not really a typical thing known as Zooba, but on my channel, my subscribers know what 1v5 is, and so essentially, when you could be able to beat a team by yourself with a particular character, and Paco is one of the top A-list characters that could do that very easily. The best item to use for that when you're trying to use 1v5 with him is cluster bombs, as it does weigh a lot of damage to multiple characters. And also, when you're trying to do it, just make sure you just keep a distance and just spit on the character, attack the one that you spit on, so they could get, could drop them quick, and then you just keep throwing on their team and stand back. A few little times you could be able to get your little crit thing to activate for you, but for the most part, just keep it a distance with Paco. That's like the best way to really play with him. Let me just put it all in a nutshell. When you're playing with Paco, you could chase players, but he is way more almost unbeatable if a player try to chase him. So you want to entice players that want to try to chase you, as you could just continue to spit, reduce the damage, and because you got good long range, like he got good range for his type of stature, and so allowing players just to continue to run to your attacks and getting the occasional crit hits is almost impossible to beat this dude if you're trying to chase him. But if you are aggressive, you like playing aggressive style, playing with the healing canister, you could throw so many people out of whack. You could throw so many snipers out of whack. You could throw even nicks, like he could manhandle nicks. It does not matter because of his weakening with his spit. And so the main tip or trick I should say with Paco, just find a way, y'all. If you don't have the Primal Instinct, to get the Primal Instinct spitting tears, and then put on healing canister, and you just spear and spit, and make sure, but don't just get too over excited to see how easy it is to beat players. Or even, no matter what your level is, like from 13, you could beat players that are even level 20s, because the weakening of his damage and also the crit hits work so well with Paco. And so he's not much difficult, and that's pretty much it. I mean, if the best mode, I would say the player mode is solo, because he's almost unbelievable one-on-one. But you could also use him on team modes. He's very strong on team modes. He's also good on duos as well. Another thing about Paco is just like the matchups, like Faye, he could have a problem with Faye because of the fact that she can blind him and reduce his spit to not be able to hit targets. So just make sure you're aware of Faye. But the characters that he pretty much own, he pretty much own the whole playing field. There's not really many characters that stand out with Paco, because he could really pretty much beat any character without hesitation or without much difficulty. So playing him one-on-one, just being smart, using your spear as your main threat in Zooba. So use it as sometimes to attack, to lunge at players, and the spit if you got the canister to blow them way back, or sometimes to stay out of danger and continue to bust them with the shotgun. So just dash away with your spear like a Nyx dash. You can use it as like a Nyx dash, and you can hit play with the shotgun, or you could throw your rolling bomb. And so you could just find different ways, but pretty much Paco just pretty much simple to just, if you got the canister at a good level, you could pretty much beat anybody, no matter how low level you are. Just don't get, and I repeat, do not just get too over exhilarated and you start just to get too aggressive. And that's what people make mistakes with Paco, because he's one of the easiest characters to play with, and because it's fun when no matter what your level is, you could beat down players. Don't just get too over excitement and you put yourself in tough predicaments, or you're trying to chase Donna in the water. You can't spin on her, and now she in with a frenzy. And so just make sure you just stay aware of that and stay calm and just do things the right way. Launch when you need to, but just always keep a distance, because you want players to actually want to chase you with Paco, because it's almost impossible to beat him if a player decides to want to try to chase that dude. And so that's pretty much it for Paco tips and tricks. Make sure to like and to subscribe. Well, make sure to like and subscribe. I will have more character guides, more videos coming soon. And yeah, peace out. See y'all later next time.
I can't take it anymore. My mind's about to go to war. I need someone to save me from myself, to hear me cry when I call out for help. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out, but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano. Day to lose control. There's a fire in my bones. My sight gets blurry, pushing back the tears. Should take a leap of faith and face my fears. The voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out, but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano.
Hey you! Yeah, you! Subscribe. SUBSCRIB. Me.